What it do? What it do? It's your boy BX Brother 718_TV, and I'm live with NBA 2K21. USBA My League Online Season 5. Got my Nets going up against the Knicks. Battle in New York. Yo, Brandon, what it do? I'm back. I was gonna switch to MLB, but somebody in the league wanted another game. Hopefully, I can give a better performance than the last. I'm not very good at this year's 2K because I haven't put the grind in. But you gonna watch me work come MLB. We'll put that pain in. Actually, let me get a quick intermission because I don't want nobody to see what I do here. All right.
Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony,
Let's
this is
get to
Kevin
it.
Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer
This guy
David
also
Aldridge.
plays off-ball defense, man. So it's gonna be a tough one.
The Pacers are back at home.
And you can tell that both teams will be a little on edge in this one, given the rivalry these teams have. It could be an emotional game.
And not just for the players, but for the fans as well. You know how energized they become when these two teams go at it.
Now here's Randall. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. It doesn't go for him. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Brad Stevens. He talked about the best strategy of containing Kevin Durant on the offensive end. Coach told me Kevin's going to get his. You can't stop that. But if you can push him off his favorite spots, it might make his production a bit more palatable to our defense. Well, they've done their homework on
let's
KD,
go.
but the
Ha!
exam is going to be
New
hard.
York Yankees, baby.
Guys,
You see? Oh, man, I had my other hat on. I took it off.
Well, Dante Exum
New York
knocking down
Yankees.
shots will put a smile
What's your favorite
on this
baseball team?
team's face. He continues to work on the offensive end.
No coverage that time. You know, Greg, we know there's some power finishers in the NBA like Giannis Antetokounmpo, but he complains a lot that he needs to sell contact rather than muscle through it. How do you evaluate those kind of power finishers in the game?
Well, I mean, there's still power will always play a role, especially
Okay.
when you can add in quickness and
Little
athleticism.
Anthony Rizzo and
I think you
company.
start right there with Giannis. I mean, he's kind of epitomizes that. LeBron obviously is still in that category. And a guy like Kawhi Leonard, he can send you into the stanchion when he gets going downhill as well.
And it's Exum in the corner. Andrew Wiggins grabs the board.
Boy, he really wanted that shot, trying to make the defense pay for leaving him that wide open.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Now, here's Durant. They need this. It's blocked.
Well, you want the activity and
Come
the
on, y'all.
destructive
Damn.
ability of R.J. Barrett to be on display. It is right there.
Pass to Fultz. Five to shoot. And it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Drives to the hoop. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
My guy really don't be missing, man.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Now Durant. After Malcolm Brogdon's three-pointer that didn't go. Back to Durant. And there's the drive. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Well, there's just great poise when you're talking about KD. His basketball management skills are excellent.
Oh, how was that? Not a steal. You guys don't. Oh, my God. Kills me with that, man.
Brogdon's got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man
And
misses
one. Let's
rather
go.
than putting in the work to get over screens. Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
The Pacers making a change here. The Nets shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game.
I think Kevin Durant, it's obvious how much passion and pride he takes in playing the game at the highest level. It is such an honor watching this guy work.
Now, here's Brogdon. He's got 8.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness. The D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Brogdon outside. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
About 5 of 6 to start. Looks like his A game.
Outside Durant. Durant drawing the double team. Nets passing it around. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made. Pacers leading by 3. Pass to Sabonis. Brogdon outside. To the paint. Dinwiddie with the bucket.
Sabonis is one of the outstanding passers from the post position that we have in today's game. If you're open, he'll find you.
Exum's shot is off.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
And Dante
Oh,
Exum
my
picks up the
God.
foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. To the middle.
Well, the reach of Kevin Durant is a big part of what allows him to be a defender at the highest level.
Right wing. Pass to Drummond. Back to Exum. This one for 3. Sabonis grabs the board.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Floats it up for Wiggins. Rebound by Johnson.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
Now here's Durant. He's got 9.
I'll tell you, you hate to pin this on one person, but his inefficiencies at the offensive end are holding this group back.
There's Dinwiddie. Back to Barrett. Down low. Sabonis.
3 seconds.
And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And playing alongside Zion Williamson at Duke makes it hard to stand out with your athleticism, but make no mistake about it, R.J. Barrett is a big-time athlete.
And Greg, I think maybe as impressive as what he brings from a physical standpoint is his commitment to put in the work, his understanding of what's required to be successful at the NBA. This guy has not only the physical tools, but the mental makeup and the work habits to be great.
Brooklyn trails by 5. Here's Ashley. Outside Durant. And a missed play.
Durant be pissing me off sometimes, man.
And here are the Pacers now. Pass to Brogdon. And it's sent back by
Why would they log me off?
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And That's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Active hands from him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
And so Indiana again turning it over. And Brooklyn has possession. It's a 5-point game. Outside Durant to stop the drought. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to wheel his team back in the game.
There's the screen. Here's Dinwiddie. Buries it from 3-point range. Dinwiddie's got 5 now.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Now here's Dinwiddie. Following the shot by Kevin Durant. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that's in.
And so it's Brogdon who brings up the ball for the Pacers. Leading by 5. To the inside. Sabonis, no good.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Pass to Drummond. It's tipped. Johnson. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Oh my God, Randall and his picks is crazy.
Brooklyn trails by 3. Smith with it, defended by Dinwiddie. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And Doris, make no mistake about it. Spencer Dinwiddie is looking to score. An instant offense type of player.
And Spencer Dinwiddie knows what his role is, and he plays it perfectly. He can go a little hot and cold for stretches, but he doesn't let it affect him. Dinwiddie's always going to provide that offensive punch that's so critical for you.
I don't get it. Jesus Christ.
Johnson outside. Pass to Ashley. He's looking for Drummond and finds him. Lays it up and banks it in.
You can tell how comfortable Drummond is down there. Excels at using that size in close to the basket.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 5 points in the game. Fultz with the ball. A floater. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Ashley. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Driving inside. And that won't go.
Amir, sit down, please.
Bucket. Fultz with the ball. Guarded now by Durant. Dinwiddie wide open. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Johnson outside. Pass to Smith. Over Randall. The shot's good from Smith.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Now Fultz. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game.
Well, Markelle Fultz continues to develop his floor awareness. Passes like that will create all kinds of chemistry.
Johnson wide open. He fires. It's good from long range.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple. Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
So it's the Pacers now, trailing by 2. Here's Sabonis, and the layup's good off the glass. Sabonis has got his second bucket.
Well, Sabonis able to finish on the interior. That's pretty.
To the left wing. Pass to George. George double team. Back to Smith. To the wing on the left. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. It's rebounded by Indiana. And here's Fultz. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
And Fultz proving to be a dependable shooter of the basketball. I love his shot selection. He is a pure scorer.
And so it's Malcolm Brogdon making highlights for the Indiana Pacers. He witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the... And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs. And credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. The Pacers making a switch here. For 3, Brogdon. That one, no good. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Johnson's shot is off.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Randall into the lane. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
We know that Julius Randle loves to put it on the deck. Off the dribble drive, boy, he can be tough to deal with.
Here's KD. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Fultz with the ball. Back to Brogdon. Clock at 6. Here he goes. Indiana needs to get a shot off. A fader. And again, it's Indiana converting.
The ability to get to the mid-range game is something Julius Randle has proven he can do.
Johnson wide open. He fires. And that comes off the assist by Exum.
Really good job there. That's the definition
Thank
of
you.
the inside-out game.
Pass to Barrett. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Sinks the three-pointer. Brogdon got 16 points.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Here's Randall. Finish off the break. Randall's got the lead up to 7 now for Indiana.
Well, you like that he shakes off that rocky first period and knocks down a shot. Nice.
Here's Durant. And KD throws it down.
A natural-born scorer is Kevin Durant. He puts in the time, and it pays dividends on the floor.
Inside. Higgins outside. He takes it in. It's good for a second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
Listen, he's figuring out how to maximize his immense physical gifts, but Andrew Wiggins being aggressive on the drive.
Johnson can't get it to go.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Fultz. And finished off by Fultz.
Well, this has to contribute to Markelle Fultz's confidence, showing right there he can get through the defense.
Exum with it. Now guarded by Fultz. Exum deciding where to go with it. On the wing, Johnson. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Goes up on the wing. No good off the front iron. Now here's Fultz. The putback. It's Drummond with the rebound. And it's Exum with the ball, who will bring it up for Brooklyn. 9-point game. On the wing, Johnson. Pass to Drummond. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Drummond's got his second bucket of the game to go. You know, winning that championship as you did great for UNLV. Many people don't remember you played much of that season with a broken jaw.
Well, Kevin, I don't remember much of it, to be honest with you. It was pretty hazy. I lost 19 pounds over the course of the season. I was championship night. I was 168 pounds.
No kidding.
Yeah. Oh, I was wired shut for 8 weeks. Did miss a game, but I tell you what, I don't know if I would do that today. But, you know, it did turn out well with the championship.
As I recall, you broke it against Fresno State, correct?
Yes, yeah. Got my legs taken out from under me and broke the fall with my face.
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch. Pass to Exum. And stolen by Wiggins. Now, Dinwiddie. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Now, here's Fultz. High arcing shot. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Cans it from downtown.
Boy, what wonderful vision. Kevin Durant with a picture-perfect pass.
Here's Fultz. Sabonis at the elbow. Pass to Dinwiddie. Fultz with the ball. Over Exum. But he recovers it. Wiggins outside. Over to the wing. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Brooklyn trails by 4. And Durant gets double teamed. Here's Exum. On the wing, Johnson. Off target with his 3. And it's the Pacers' ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. To the middle. Here's Wiggins.
So lucky I
The
can't pick
basket
these.
good off the assist from Fultz. Wiggins has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, Andrew Wiggins has become adept at knowing how to get separation and get his shot off. That's nice pick and roll play.
Malcolm Brogdon really making a difference here.
Messed up.
Well, I think this is a necessary timeout so they can figure out a way to limit the impact this guy's having from three-point range. They've got to dedicate more resources to their perimeter D.
Pass to Drummond. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint. And for players like Andre Drummond, sometimes it's a paradox.
Put it in my cup holder
Great
thing.
individual rebounding doesn't always translate into great team rebounding.
That almost sounds, Greg, counterintuitive, right? Because you wonder, is it a lack of boxing out? So if they don't get it, an opponent does. What is clear unequivocally, though, there is more to team success than individual numbers.
Here's Ashley. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Now, Dinwiddie. In the corner, it's Brogdon. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
A nice shot by Ashley. Ashley's got his first 2 points of the night.
I just love the unselfishness in the play of Kevin Durant. He said he wants to play the game the right way. Nice example there.
I can't look at it. I gotta wait till I get time out. I can look at it.
Brogdon right side. Pass to Barrett. From outside the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Barrett's got 5 points so far.
Well, you have to understand, spacing is provided when you can make threes. R.J. Barrett delivers.
Drummond with it. He's guarded by Brogdon. And it's Drummond missing. Indiana leading by 8. It's Barrett on the wing. Wiggins. And Wiggins able to finish. 11 points in the game.
How about the quick jump and 7-foot wingspan of Wiggins? Just major advantage on the offensive glass.
Outside Durant. From deep. Pacers with the rebound.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Brogdon outside. Outside Sabonis. Pass to Barrett. Indiana moving it around. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here.
Just got a little ahead of himself going for that rebound and gets whistled for the over the back.
And to me, that's just a case of being too aggressive. You're out of position. Don't compound the problem by committing that foul.
I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Barrett for 3. Rebounded by Exum. Brooklyn trails by 8. Outside, George. Back to Exum. There's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Exum's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
2 trays now in the second quarter after he hit one in the first.
Dinwiddie drives in. Sabonis. It's Barrett on the wing. 5 points in the game. Sabonis, no good. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Trailing by 5. Pass to George. George, double team. Takes it inside. Count it. Good. George has got 4 points this quarter.
I'll tell you That's the speed of Paul George on the drive. Amazing attack on the rim.
Here's Dinwiddie. It's tipped. And here's Exum. Brown right side. To Exum. Seconds left in the second quarter. Pulls up on the wing. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Pacers making a change here.
Let me get a little closer. I'm going to try this one here.
Dinwiddie with it.
Good shots.
Now here in the second. Knocks down the three ball. Dinwiddie's got 8 points. And it's Exum in the corner. A three ball. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Barrett for three. And no good in the last second until this time.
I do not like that view. I got to get used to it. Let me go back to my view.
Oh, it's the Indiana Pacers. With their lead standing at 6 points.
I figured Pat would have blew me out already.
3-point shooting. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Brooklyn trails by 6. George looking around. Exum with a wide open look.
Boy, Dante, you get some good looks, bro.
I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Now here's Fultz. To the paint. Here's Randall. That one misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Trying to get open is Johnson.
Oh my God, good
Gets that
shit,
one through the
Durant.
hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
Well, against aggressive defense, but Kevin Durant so good at keeping his balance even amidst getting knocked around.
You got to get over that. We know that's coming.
The basket good off the assist.
We know that's coming.
19 points for Malcolm Brogdon.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Well, the best players to
Damn,
me
man.
deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Outside, George. To Exum. Jacks up a three.
Slightly early. I got to get that release down. I could do it in practice mode, man, but I can't get that shit down in the game. Look at that. Where's he going?
The shot, no good. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Down low. Outside for KD. It's stolen by Fultz. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
This is who R.J. Barrett is. Fearless scorer, wants to draw contact and get himself to the line.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
And R.J. Barrett setting records in the ACC for scoring as a freshman. Talk about his offensive package.
Well, Greg, for me, this guy is wired to score. He can dribble it, he can shoot it, and he can pass it. And I think he's at his absolute best when he's attacking the rim.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Nets working the ball around now. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And it's Indiana's ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for them. Brogdon outside.
Oh, that's how you
Lets it
switch.
go with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Brogdon's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Indiana.
And looking to stop this run and get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Put it down. Put it down.
Pass to Drummond. And here's Exum. Looking to get back on track here. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on R.J. Barrett.
Well, you have to admire the passion Dante Exum plays with. This guy will take a hit and keep shooting.
He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Fultz. Here's Indiana. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Brogdon outside. Pass to Randall. And stolen by Drummond. It's stolen by Fultz. And there's the call on Durant. That's foul number 2 for him. Pacers leading by 13. Brogdon left side. Here's the 3. That's down the hatch. Knocks one more to his total. That's 9 for 15 shooting.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Higgins outside. The trade. The shot by Brogdon, no good. Brooklyn trails by 14. And Durant, here we go.
That's not what I
Wiggins
want
with
to
some
do.
nice
I can never get the step backs.
Now Fultz. Johnson with the block. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
And here's Fultz. Back to Randall. Pass to Barrett. Rocket 2. Trying to get open is Randall. Oh, good on the triple. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for Brooklyn. It's a 14-point game. A three-pointer is right on target.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off, and he sticks it.
Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Pass to Wiggins. To get open is Randall.
Oh, my
And
God.
that one's good. Wiggins. Wiggins has got 13.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Durant with it. Now defended by Wiggins. Exum. No good with the triple. Randall with the ball. 6 points for him. On the wing, Wiggins. Back to Dinwiddie. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 11 points in the game.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
For 3.
He cannot get it, man. Jesus Christ. Where's my boy Kimball when I needed him?
3-ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Dinwiddie outside. On the wing, Wiggins. Stolen by Exum. Got a hand on it.
Try to draw
It's
that
a
foul.
+5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's set back by Drummond. In the corner, George with it. And it's
Oh,
Paul
my
George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
And here's Indiana. They're on a 19-7 run. A lot of big decisions have fallen on Adam Silver's shoulders, the commissioner of the NBA. And Greg, I think you and I agree by all accounts he has succeeded with flying colors. I mean, wouldn't you agree?
No doubt about it. I mean, I don't know that you could have had a better person for the time. Adam Silver is to be commended, but I think also appreciated, not just from the players and the owners, but I think our fans should also appreciate who he is as a person. I've often said that commissioners typically work for the owners. He's the one commissioner, no matter the sport, that I've always felt like was a partner of the players as well.
Johnson. Dinwiddie with some nice D. Pacers leading by 18. To the inside. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
You look at the numbers tonight. When Wiggins asserts himself, he's painful to defend.
Here's Ashley driving the lane, and it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Ashley. Now Kevin Durant. To end the run. Pacers with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Wiggins surveying the floor. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. It's on Kevin Durant.
And the problem for Wiggins, a former overall #1 pick, people always seem to want more from him, whether it's warranted or not.
And how about a 44-inch vertical leap for Andrew Wiggins, and yet not interested in competing.
Body blocks, man.
Greg, he can really get up, but says he keeps it simple when he does. One hand or two, he's a game dunker more so than an exhibitionist.
To the middle. Sabonis. Here's Dinwiddie. No good from 11 feet.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And Durant, here we go. And the shot goes down. Durant got 6 in the quarter.
Well, Kevin Durant has an ability to put the ball on the deck and finish off the drive. Prime example there.
Now here's Fultz. Pass to Wiggins. Screen by Sabonis.
Why are you guys switching? It's not what I'm...
Coming off that screen, head up, Wiggins makes the right choice.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Ashley's shot is off. Pacers leading by 21. And Wiggins throws it down.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Here's KD. And then Durant with the dunk.
With his length and his size, how easy does KD make that dunk look?
Now Fultz. Caldwell-Pope on the wing. In the corner, it's Wiggins. And there's the call on Durant. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, Rule head to the line for 2.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there. And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
The kick out to Brown. Drills it from outside. Brown's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
To the paint. Misses the mark. His third miss of the game. 4 for 7 now. Outside, George. Pass to Exum. Back to George. Out to the right wing. Takes the three. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Now Sabonis. Covered by Smith. No good with the layup. Brooklyn trails by 20. Pass to Brown. Back to Exum. .43 seconds left in the third quarter. In the corner, George with it. And Domantas Sabonis pulls it down. Here now is Dinwiddie. Fires from deep. No good. George with the ball. The kick out to Brown. Here's Exum. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Malcolm Brogdon making highlights for Indiana. He's at the quarter-century mark. 25 points for him in this game, as they have looked to him over and over to make things happen. We come back right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Pacers leading by 20. You know, Doris, I've heard some experts say, you look at the 6-foul limit, the NBA is basically the only sports that takes stars off the floor. Doris, what would you think if they just tacked on an extra free throw instead?
Kevin, I absolutely hate the idea. The best defensive teams at any level of basketball guard at a high level without fouling. There's the drama aspect of a player being in foul trouble, either at the start of the game or down the stretch. It has an impact on strategy. It's something that I'm a traditionalist on. I think the 6-foul rule should remain in the game.
And you look at the size and athleticism. Once Drummond gets the ball in there, it's game over.
That one is no good. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Indiana Pacers. They have a 19-point lead. Here's Durant. And he drives in. Drops in the layup for 2. KD's got 10 points here in the second half. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. And it's Brogdon on the drive.
And one thing I like about Brogdon is his size. A huge 6'10" wingspan for a guard gives him an advantage in matchups. Lets him finish over smaller defenders as well.
Brooklyn trails by 19. Going inside. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now. And it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
And here are the Pacers now. And great with Brogdon and his size, it allows flexibility on defense as well.
Yeah, I mean, it makes switching on the pick and roll easier with him at the top. There isn't a lot of flash to how Brogdon plays on the floor, but you can't deny how impactful he is in all facets.
Takes a step back. On the wing, Johnson. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Indiana. It's Brogdon on the wing. Indiana moving it around. course, as we've seen, NBA players are becoming more vocal on social issues. Some will say, keep politics out of sports. Should the NBA and should all sports be worried about that backlash?
Kevin, one of the things I admire most about the NBA is its commitment to the causes it believes in. And whether we are talking about the mental health issues of some of their players or the current situation in the country, the NBA's commitment to supporting equality and social justice is admirable. What is controversial about equality and social justice for all? Nothing. I admire their commitment. They're on the right track.
And so here is Indiana. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points. Caldwell Pope outside. From the arc. No good there. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Pass to KD. And Durant gets double teamed. 5 on the clock. Inside. Here's Ashley. And again, it's the Nets missing. Here's Dinwiddie.
And still early in the period, and they're only one foul away from being over the limit.
Game continues to evolve, Greg. Any changes in particular that you do not like?
That's a great question. You know, I'd like to see the replay review streamlined a little bit better. I wouldn't mind a touch more physicality being allowed in the game, but as much as we tend to complain, the one thing I have learned is if you're honest, you go back, we always complain. I don't care what the era is. Nobody's ever truly happy, and I'm not going to spend all my time worrying about that stuff, partner. I'm just going to enjoy the game that we are all so fortunate enough to be able to watch.
Totally agree. Just 4 to shoot. Bangs home the trifecta.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Brogdon outside. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Kevin Durant. Johnson in the corner. Launches it. That shot misses. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Now here's Fultz. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Pass to Ashley. Back to Johnson. Takes a 3. And Johnson missing again. Pacers leading by 20. Randall surveying the D. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Well, defense is smart to get close to Randall, but he powers through it anyway.
Here's Ashley. Johnson outside. Pass to Ashley. Back to Johnson. Puts up a 3. Another miss by Johnson.
Well, another Tim Cup moment here because he continues to miss shot after shot from three-point range. This is not a fourth quarter he's going to want to remember.
Randall no good.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
Here's Ashley. Back to KD. Sabonis with the steal. Ogden left side. Shoots the 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Here's Ashley. Pass to Durant. And it's been said that history is written by the victor. It certainly holds true in sports, don't you think, Greg? And With that in mind, do you think titles are overvalued when evaluating the great players, individual players in history?
You know, Kevin, I think so. Having said that, I think championships do matter, obviously, and in the NBA and basketball in general, one guy can have more impact, right? Because you only play 5 and you play both ways. So it does have something to say, but I don't think that completes the narrative. You know, there's some tremendously talented guys, Karl Malone, Elgin Baylor, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, a lot of greats who never won it. It's easy to count those rings. The measuring greatness has to take in the whole picture.
Hall of Famers, all of them. Pass to Brogdon. Indiana moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
Malcolm Brogdon has been rock solid since he won the Rookie of the Year award. This guy's capable as a scorer, and what a pretty pass there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Outside, George. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And that one's good, George.
Excellent offensive positioning from Paul George. Size, length, touch. Beautiful.
Wiggins outside. Holiday with the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Holiday's got himself on the board with 3 there. Now George. And the league taking steps to discourage teams, Greg, from tossing away seasons in search of high draft picks. Has enough been done, you think, in that regard?
Ken, we'll see. I tell you, the idea of a play-in
That's a tough one, isn't it?
For the last few playoff spots, I think that's a good idea, actually. It might keep more teams in the hunt down the stretch. And I think the onus also, if the fans put enough pressure on their teams to try to develop what they have and not always put it on the future, I think that's going to help. But I think you're going to always have a little bit of that moving forward. And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
3-pointer. And that one is off. And Indiana will go the other way with it. And here's Holiday. Pass to Barrett. Beyond the arc. Nailed from three-point land.
Boy, you've got to be shot ready in catch-and-shoot situations, and we know RJ's got a quick trigger.
Here's George. It's good.
Yeah, he needs to take a lot more shots. He's been efficient, trying to get his teammates involved, but it's time for him to step up.
Barrett with the ball. Lets it go from deep. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance point.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Brown outside. Down the stretch of last season, Greg, we saw some teams resting healthy players, even ones out of the playoff hunt. And they got fined, but is the amount, which I think is about $25,000, is that enough to discourage that tactic?
You know, I don't think it is. Not when team revenues are measured in the hundreds of millions. You got to do more to keep them honest, but by the same token, you know, if I got 100, 200 million invested in the guy, I want to protect my investment. And so if I can rest them here or there and prolong their career, I think my organization's all the better for it. And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Indiana.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Malcolm Brogdon.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy, in attack mode all evening.
And it's George finishing it off.
Don't sleep on Paul George's verticality. How nice was that finish?
With the step back. And there's the call on Durant. That will be foul number 5 on him.
Fouling like that isn't how you
They
get back.
foul me.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from home.
Oh my God.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Nets. To the wing right side.
Huh?
Exum. That ball.
Almost.
Nice speed that time from George.
Yeah, I'm pretty much
There's
done.
a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Holiday with it. Now here's Brown. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you gotta commend this sort of dominance.
Out of here, man. Thanks for
Particularly
tuning in,
here at
man.
home. It's a great
USBA
feeling when
2K21,
you
my
play
league online.
almost a perfect
My New York
game,
Nets just took a
and to have that crowd
terrible
be
defeat
so
to the
pumped up.
Indiana Pacers 107-83. I will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Strictly streaming MLB, man. Peace.